Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the true rulers and leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the true and sincere Akim out here preaching and teaching his truth and truth and sincerity. This is the brother Tazayar, here to give all praises, glory, worship, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, coming out of Indiana camp in Gary. Alright. So without further ado, man, we're finna hop straight into the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? How that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? So, it's saying examine yourself. Alright? Worry about you. This is something that I'm learning more and more in this faith. Demons be putting it on you to look at everybody else but you. You have to learn how to look at yourself and see, are you in the proper guidelines in serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? And if you can't see it, then it may be that you may be a reprobate. Because the Most High give us the eyes to examine ourselves in righteousness. Alright? And, the world, they don't look at themselves. They're not really, examining themselves to see whether or not if they being righteous in their actions. But the Lord do it unto us. He want us to do it unto ourselves, because when judgment come down, we want to be able to be blameless in His eyes, in His sight. Alright? This is Matthew 7, and I'm going to start at the top. For this very reason, you will be blameless if you handling your judgment correctly, because you examine yourself. And when you examine yourself, you realize your flaws and your character's deficiencies that may fall out of the grace of the Most High. And so when these things are presented unto you from another person, you judge accordingly, with understanding, with patience, with love and care. This is Matthew 7:1. Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. See? And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? So you will never know about yourself, because you so busy looking around and seeing what everybody else doing and casting judgment upon them, when here it is, you may be worse than them on a whole nother level. And it may not be in the exact thing that they're doing. It may be in another area of the spirit that you're completely terrible in, man. And they outshine you in that area, and you want to look at the things that they come short in, man. That's the thing with being in this faith. We gotta always remember to remain humble, because you start being holier than thou. You start thinking that, you know what I'm saying, you're a righteous person. Then you start looking around at everybody else, when no, man, the Lord looking at you frowning, because you're not really the man that you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, He continually forgiving you, and you want to look around at His other subjects or servants or anybody else and have an opinion, man. when we know that your opinion is vain because you're not right within your own self, man. You're not right even within your own spirit. And there's things that I fell short to that. I fell victim to demons playing within my mind, man, and having me look at brothers and what I'm saying, examine them and see what's to them when I should be examining myself more than anything. Because the Lord not gonna judge. When I come to the judgment seat, He's gonna judge me for my actions. Continually read in verse 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thy eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye. So when you go into that beam, right? Beam is a stick of timber. So it's a big piece of wood, man. A really huge piece of wood. And that mote is a dry stalk or twig, a straw, a chaff. So basically, the mote not even as big as the beam, man. You know what I'm saying? That beam that's in that man's eye, it's really huge. And that stick, that little stick compared to that beam ain't nothing. You know what I mean? It says, and then in 2, once again, it says what? Verse 4, oh, how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye. So how can you cast correct judgment on a person when you're not even right all the way? When you lacking and failing in many areas in the spirit, man. How could you look at this person and think that you worthy enough to say something to this person if you're not right within yourself? And that's why this is verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. So in order to even talk to a brother about what he got going on, man, you must first reconcile with yourself. You must first repent with yourself before you can go and tell somebody else how to do things, man. If you're not right and you trying to tell people how to live, then you're going to be exposed, and it's going to be ugly, man. And it's not just before the eyes of men, but it's in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who sees all, man. Who knows your heart, who knows your soul, who knows your mind, who knows you to the minute degree. There's nothing you can have from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. This is Philippians. Grab this, Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Now, yeah, you supposed to worry about your brother. If you see your brother doing something wrong, you correct him, which is rebuke. Nah, bro, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what the scripture says. This about that. You help him. You know what I'm saying? That's rebuke. But for the most part, you can't correct nobody if you're not correct yourself. So we have to have that self-meditation of our own actions, man. And there's a lot of times where I've let that slide within myself. And you just pinpointing everybody else wrong but your own wrong. But when you really need to realize, man, that judgment shall start in the house of Israel. Alright? And it's going to start with the ancient men, the men that knew this truth, that knew the teachers of old, man. It's going to start with them. Us. Especially us that's in the know, man. So we gotta uphold a standard and do what's right and keep our integrity, man. And before speaking and before getting emotional, examine yourself to see like what did I do, and then coming up with a correct way of handling the situation that's at hand. Verse 13, for it is the power which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. See, it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that gave you the will to want to do good. See, that's why the scripture says, examine thyself, lest thou be, he said, you know yourself, lest ye be a reprobate. Because that means the Most High is not dealing with you. He didn't even put it in your spirit for you to look at yourself to see if you handled a situation the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the rest of the world would have just went on about their day and just kept on going about their lives. But the Lord, he always put it in our minds to correct ourselves and to repent. You know what I'm saying? To change from our wicked deeds, man. And pray and beg for forgiveness. You know? Do all things without murmurings and disputings. And what is murmurings? A muttering, a secret debate, a secret displeasure not openly avowed. Even something, you know what I'm saying, that's within yourself, man. Disputings, the thinking of a man deliberating with himself, a thought, inward reasoning, purpose, design, basically to be completely obedient, man. Verse 15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the power without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine the lights in the world, right? Because when people see that you're not handling the situation right, or you're not being correct, that gives them the right of passage to do what they want to do. Now they looking at you and they like, well, this person doing this and that person doing that. Well, I'm going to do it too. So now you're not being a light to them anymore. You actually bringing them back into darkness, man, because you're not handling yourself in the correct fashion. And that's not something, that's not something that's done overnight, man. That's why daily, man, we have to renew ourselves, man. Daily we have to reflect on ourselves and to see what can we do to further keep our flesh at bay, to keep it under submission, because that is a task of the master. That's the mastery in the scriptures, man. We strive for the mastery. We strive for the perfection. We strive for the fruits of the spirit, man. Alright? Which is long suffering, patience. Because the world is impatient. The world has taught us to be impatient. It's taught us to do things without rational thinking. We have to have rational thinking in our actions, man. We have to be conscious of the things that we do. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. But I'm using myself as a learning tool for Akia, man. So you won't fall into the same scenarios that I found myself in. And still fighting to this very day to get up out of. So man, I pray that this lesson was edifying into you. And matter of fact too, man, because you gotta understand this, man. This one more scripture. Because this is the Lord, man. This is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This is Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. You don't want to be a man that just fear because the eyes of men are on you, man. You want to be a man that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua when you all alone and ain't nobody watching but him and his angels. Verse 19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, which is your mind. He's considering your spirit. He's considering your heart, man. He's considering everything that you do. You know, how about Shem Yahushua know when we being sincere or not? You know. So that's just let's all strive for the mastery, man. Let's all strive to be blameless. Let's all strive for the kingdom of heaven, man. Let us all do so in truth and sincerity, man. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, worship, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the true rulers and leaders of Israel today. And Shalom to the true and sincere Akim, out there teaching and preaching his truth and truth and sincerity. Shalom.